Hello, my lovely opportunists. My name is Winter. I'm the editor and player character of Charity. I just wanted to give everyone a quick reminder to follow our podcast so you don't miss an episode. Thank you for tuning back in, and we hope you enjoy.
Hi everybody, I'm Corey. I'm the Dungeon Master for Opportunity Roll. I'm here with Group 1. Say hi everybody.
Hola.
Alright, so many of you have noticed that last week, or the week before, we didn't really have an episode. With the strain on the internet and just getting things done before everything was shut down, we didn't really have a lot of time to get a couple of episodes recorded. So this is us getting back in the mode and getting recording now that things are kind of slow at home, to be honest.
Kind of. It's been on its head still.
Yeah. So we'll get back to our regular recording schedule. Thank you guys for sticking with us, and we hope everybody's doing well out there, and thank you for listening. Especially in these times. Thank you. That means a lot. So let's go ahead and introduce the group. Let's go ahead and start at the bottom. Let's start with Rodeo.
Hi, I'm Rodeo, otherwise known as Max, and I play Aeson Goldhand, the half-elf fighter cavalier.
All right, and Red?
Hi, I'm Red and/or Etta, and I play Maggie, the human glamour bard. Yeah, Jesse.
Winter?
Hi, I'm Winter, and I play Charity, the tiefling cleric.
Jasper?
Hi, I'm Jasper, and I'll be playing your adventurous warlock, Willium.
William. All right, so that's everybody from Group 1. Last time we got together, you guys were traveling on the wrong road, and something had taken the key to the mansion. You guys chased and followed and eventually found a spirit. The spirit had been bound by a contractor or something that he explained that made him do the bidding of another. You guys then bargained him into giving you inside information in exchange for his freedom in the end. He took this and then gave you guys your key back, giving you back your mystical mansion, basically. And let's go ahead and we'll start back up with you guys back at the cart. You guys will gonna be sitting there, and you'll notice kind of coming out of the corner of your eye just down the road, a friend of yours who had just left the other day, arriving back at the cart, which is little.
Just for my knowledge, it's pretty late, right? It was when we were talking to the ghost. It was night.
Yeah. So he's like trying to head back to your guys' campsite. You guys may have moved on just a little bit of ways away, but yeah, it's like it's a 11:30ish, close to midnight.
Aeson will look to William and give him a nod and say, "Awful late to be traveling on your own."
Well, I wanted to get back as soon as possible. Can't miss everything, can I?
If you only knew.
I'm suspecting you are right, though, right?
Oh yeah, I'm okay. I just needed to go out and do something for a friend of mine.
Maggie's eyes will narrow a little bit, but she'll let it slide.
Well, we missed you. We're glad you're back.
So, what did I miss while I was out?
We had a ghost try to attack us.
But we talked it out of attacking us, and now it's our double agent, and she just quotes around it. for what's going on, I guess, around everywhere.
Wow, I really did miss a lot.
That's an understatement.
Well, I'm here to help if you'll have me.
You're always welcome with us.
Never really had somewhere to belong before, so this is new.
We're glad to have you.
Aeson will nod to that.
But we better get moving.
We have a lot of ground to cover, not an incredible amount of time.
We can talk more about this spirit as we go, I guess. I want to know more about this person that's what he's going to go do anyway. I don't know. Maggie's just going to shrug.
Maggie's just what? Sorry, I missed the second half of that.
She just shrugged and was like, we just need to know more information about this guy. But we just don't have the information, but that's what this guy's doing for us, so we get more information. So she was basically repeating herself out loud, and she was like, never mind, and then she shrugged.
Unless he happens to be crossing us in some other manner as well, but we didn't really have much of an option. We needed the key.
For now, it worked out, and we'll deal with whatever happens later.
Maggie
It
will
sounds
smile
like
at Charity. Go ahead.
It sounds like you made the best decision with what you had at the time, so. And he shrugs as well and just is ready to follow along, I guess.
So, if you guys are continuing towards Father Fox, let's see how much farther you have to travel. So, roughly 50-ish miles-ish, roughly. You guys have a cart currently, so that's about 35, close to 40 miles per day. So you get there in about a day and a half at this rate. Is there anything that you would like to do on the road today while traveling?
Charity needs to go back into the house to sleep.
Okay, so we want to head to bed, get some rest, full night, or just a handful of people?
That's
Oh,
what
no.
Charity needs to do. Maggie and Aeson Maggie and Aeson are on their shift for the cart stuff.
Yeah, they just finished their long rest.
And if I remember correctly, I had, if I hadn't yet, I don't remember if we had yet, but I was sending the letter that I had written to Zechariah when we were in the other realm. Well, not other realm, but where the mansion is.
Yeah.
So if Aeson hadn't already sent that out, then he will do so.
Okay. That works. And that will that message will head on out. Now, you did use the origami folding paper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's go ahead and start with you guys. Are you moving the cart, or are you keeping the cart where it's at while they're resting? Are you kind of running with it? Because Everett will be with you too. He's not tired.
I assumed we were going to keep moving. That's why we were doing it in shifts.
Yeah, we're going to keep moving.
All right. Let me go ahead and mark on the thing. Let's do Maggie. You want to give me a 1d100?
Yeah, 3, I could do that. $79.
All right. So the closer you guys get to this forest, you'll start to feel the fog kind of roll in. A very familiar feeling for you, Maggie. Wasn't far too long ago that you had just came out of Groggy Hill. You guys had dealt with the Maybelline Bear. You guys had dealt with meeting Cole for the first time. Fortunately, him and his house burning down. And the ghost in this eerie forest. I think for a short while there, you were even lost in the forest as well. Which is going to kind of play in a little bit as you kind of see these trees pass you very familiarly. Kind of feel like you're back into the thicket, and one wrong move could line you up lost again.
Maggie will say from probably sitting beside Aeson as as he's driving the cart, "Be careful here. We can get lost very easily. So much has happened since I last was in these woods." She sighs a little bit.
Aeson will nod and look around, and like you said, the fog is rolling in, so it's a bit of concern, but he'll try his best to stay on task. And you can see that Maggie is thinking about all the things that have transpired since she was last in these forests. So he'll just put a comforting hand on her leg and continue driving.
Okay.
I have a quick question. If I used just for simplicity, just for the use, like the utility of it, could fairy fire light our way? Not light our way like as in light, but outline the trees and stuff like that, so we at least have something so we're not running into anything.
I'm gonna say no. That fits more into a cantrip called light.
Okay.
I will say this. As you guys start to get into the forest more, Everett's going to kind of steer you guys more in the direction. His senses are going to take in a little bit. You're going to see him kind of sniff the air a bit, and he'll just kind of venture, take that turn here, because this caravan's going through a lot of bumpy roads. This is old tree branch, dirt road, no cobble kind of situation. Let's see. Give me one more. Can I get a D100 from Aeson, please?
Absolutely.
$67. All right. Okay, that works. All right. So eventually, your guys' shift will end. You guys will make a full day's travel. I will say this, thankfully, you will find nothing along the road to stop you on this day. As you guys are heading more kind of into the forest, things are going to get a little bit more warmer. Maggie, you remember this, you can kind of feel that you're almost about halfway into the forest, and you can just almost remember the heat from the desert on the other side. But at the same time, it also kind of reminds you a bit of home. Because that, of course, is kind of what you grew up in.
Aeson will probably see Maggie get a soft smile on her face as she's just, remembering home. And in the good times, she's trying to remain positive, trying not to think about what she might walk in on when she gets to Eris.
Aeson will be smiling and trying to maintain hope as well. It's been a while since he's been, in the whole region too, and he has some fond memories of being there. Probably not so many anymore, but back in the day.
So after your guys' shift, who do you want to take over on the cart?
I mean, so after our shift, let's see. Charity, if Charity still needs sleep, Aeson would always ask William. If Charity needs sleep, Aeson would ask William if he wants to come do a shift, and Aeson would take a double.
William could definitely take a shift. I mean, it's no trouble with him.
Now, if you do a double, that'll put you kind of in line towards exhaustion.
Oh, I'm aware. Aeson just, that's dire situations we find ourselves in, and he's got to step up.
Okay. So
you could always ask Edmund.
I was about to say, Maggie would point out, she would be like, "I know that you're trying to do this to get us there faster, but you're no use to us if you're exhausted."
I know, but I would.
Maggie will softly raise an eyebrow.
I just need to get there.
As do I. But I'd rather be there 100% instead of halfway.
Can William hear this conversation, or is he in the house?
I'm thinking they're probably going to have this conversation separately.
All right.
They'll probably head to another room. They do have 2 other rooms to go to.
Yes, I mean, I suppose you're right. I just want to do everything I can.
And you are. She'll cup his face. You are. Just know that you resting is helping us too. Because then you're 100% to do what you want to do.
Aeson will nod.
And you guys have been traveling for like 8 hours, so at this point, Charity would have also gotten a full rest.
Yeah, but it's more if like, I'm not talking mechanically. I'm talking about like if her character wanted to keep resting. She's been through a lot too. Everything's just been kind of rough. So,
You gotta remember, Charity's just like Aeson. She's like, gotta keep moving, gotta get. And let's quit him, gotta get the job done.
So, do me, just do me a quick favor, real quick. Who's on this run this time?
It's looking like William and Edmund, unless I mean, like I said, Aeson would have gone and checked on Charity and seen if she had wanted to do another shift.
She probably would have already been awake and been praying for the morning, so she would say yeah, definitely.
Maggie would give her a soft hug and then go downstairs to go read a little bit before she went to bed. Like she would go down to the basement thing to go read a little bit more.
All right. Give me a quick Arcana check. Let's see if we can get anything from this.
(26) nat 20.
Okay. You are going to be reading and reading. Then you're going to bump into a shelf, and there is going to be a false face in one of the walls of the shelf.
A what? I'm sorry?
A false face. So there's like a cubby inside. It's like a hidden secret cache.
Maggie would slowly blank, and then she would reach her hand. She would reach her hand inside to see what was inside.
There will be a large book. When dusted off, it will say the Knight's book, basically. It's Knight's, not like K, Knight. It's not as an Night.
Maggie will look it over and then she'll open it.
It is a listing of active members of a very particular guild or group. In attendance is your mother and father. 2 tieflings with the last name DeBella. Aeson's father. Not his mother, though. There are 2 known rulers from Bravul. Probably, maybe not as of recently. They're maybe 5 years out of rule. They probably passed over their crown. And then you have one of the Truma royal family. One of the Truma royal family's name.
Is there anything else in there? Anything at all?
Give me a quick history real quick, because there's one other name, but you can't really quite place it.
15.
15. So it's older. There was there's a person particularly a while back who embodied much of what a ruler should be, and they at one point were ruling Croca. Now they also had backing from Nottingham, they had backing from Groggy Hill, they got backing from Whitegate, and they got backing from Hollymead. This person was well known as an influential person. Later on, it was well known that they were a traitor for a cult. And they had done some pretty underhandedly dastard crap in both Eris and Graydon. They're now both wanted. But their signature here is as well. And they have signed their name as Scullus Victirum. Let's go ahead and get those of you who wish to get the cart onward again. And let's have one of you roll a 1d100.
I'll do it.
Okay.
The dice are rolling, apparently. Aha, there we
That's
go.
okay. Things are a little slow. 35. All right. Okay. So you guys are gonna kind of cart most of the way. You guys are gonna get to a certain point where Everett's gonna start slowing the cart down. The roads are gonna get a little bit tricky, and the cart itself is gonna start to really jostle as you guys move forward. This place is thick with bush and tree, and you kind of can see some older statuesque kind of situation. So that it's like it looks like there was some sort of civilization here at some point. It's the best way to explain it. And you get to a point where you see kind of like a hobbit hole in the ground, and Everett will stop, and he'll just be like, "I don't think we should go much further. He's not home, and I doubt he'll like us here without him."
William's gonna look at the hobbit hole, just like investigating it, I guess.
He'll kind of just, so as you go to look at it, he'll kind of like put a hand on your shoulder. Just, there's no way if you go over there, you're in his territory.
In whose territory?
Father Fox.
Would William know who Father Fox is?
Yeah. Father Fox is, for most people, a myth, is a legend. He is the spirit of Bulb Forest. He protects the forest. If you were to try to burn it down, he would be the venging, evil fox demon that will eat your soul and destroy you.
William's gonna contemplate going into the hobbit hole for a sec. He's gonna look at the party. He's gonna remember the last time he did something stupid like that, and he's just gonna back away behind Everett.
I wasn't trying to scare you, but I figured you should.
Thanks for the warning.
You want to head in and get the others? Let them know we've arrived.
That's probably the best idea. So I guess that means we're going into the house and telling the others that we've arrived.
Yeah, so you'll run. You'll turn the key, of course, in the small chest. Open up the portal into the area. Head to the mansion and let everybody know. Charity, pretty much everybody at this point. I will say this: it's been about 7-hour trip, so you can go ahead and get the benefit of a long rest Everybody's HP goes back. Everybody's spells. Everybody should be pretty much set at this point. And then you guys will hear from William once he enters the mansion.
She's gonna open the doors and just yell up into the hallways, "Guys, we found the place! We're here!"
Aeson will awaken and look around for Maggie. I don't know if she's still reading books or not.
Well, I think she'd probably be sleeping at this point. Otherwise, she wouldn't have got her benefit.
She would have ran up. She would have ran up with the book in her hand and seen that Aeson was asleep, and then she would have told him whenever he woke back up, you know, about the book and what was inside.
Yeah.
Do you guys wish to head out of the mansion and meet up just at the cart?
Oh, if that's where, if we're there, that's where Aeson would be going.
Yeah, because Maggie would talk about it as they're going to the cart. She'd be like, "I just don't understand. My mother and father never told me anything about this. This just seems odd for them to hide from me."
I mean, my father never told me anything about this either.
This seems like something they would be proud of.
Indeed it does.
And then there's the Bella, and she's going to be like, "I think that's Charity's last name." And she's carrying the book, by the way. She wants to show Charity the book.
Okay.
And then she'd go through the door.
Would you wait before or after this meeting with who you're looking to meet?
I'm sorry, what?
Would you let her know about the book before or after meeting Father Fox?
I would let her know before, because Maggie thinks this is very prevalent right now.
All right. So as you guys are walking from the mansion to the main portal, you go ahead and let her know.
Maggie would walk out of the portal and she would look at Charity and be like, "Charity, I found this downstairs." And she keeps the book open where all the names are, and she passes it over to them. To Charity, and she'll be like, and she'll wait for her reaction.
Charity will slide off the cart and take the book from her and just read through it. This is quite odd. Is there any other information about this group? Because that's my parents and your
parents. It's a guild.
Why would they not have talked about any of this?
That's what Aeson and I were talking about before we came out. It seems like it would be something they're proud about. It's starting to I'll be honest with you, it's starting to worry me a little bit. My mother and father were never ones to keep skeletons in their closet, if you know what I mean.
All the secrecy is much too high over my head.
And I don't know, it just seems weird. I don't know. But we can look more into that area later. We need to talk to Father Fox if you guys are ready.
That would be
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
So you guys will head through the portal. You will be greeted, of course, by two figures. One, you recognize Everett, dark-haired, white shirt, brown pants, his normal humanoid form. Standing next to him, probably around, I'd probably say like 5'9". He's not insanely tall, but also not insanely small. There is a gentleman with, okay, so his pants are very dark, stained over time. They look as if they've seen more than enough wear and tear over plenty of years of use. He seems nomadic in a way to the point where he has mostly markings, signatures, embroids of tattoos or some kind of sigils on his skin, which decorate his whole kind of upper torso. Complete with fox-like ears and 3 fox-like tails, all in a on a like bright blue kind of look. You can kind of feel almost an essence or an air of just time around this general creature.
William's gonna not think, go up towards him, and just start like circling him, trying to investigate and figure out anything he can tell about the person. He's quite curious by this figure.
Okay. So for the most part, he looks relatively mostly human. Save for one thing that's really gonna kind of like bring chills down your spine. If you do get within probably about 2 feet of him, his piercing eyes are gonna look to you, and his eyes are about the same color as this bright blue color that he's got for his tail. But that's just the pupil. Everything else, all the white of his eyes, is a solid black. Almost demonic.
William's gonna see this and then back away.
Maggie's going to look at everyone. She's going to she's going to look at Father Fox and she's going to be like, "Hello, Father Fox." And she'll bow to one knee. Like being respectful. Trying to be, at least.
You'll hear him and Everett share a couple of growls, maybe a couple of lower kind of canine grunts, and then he'll look back. Oh. Hello. Sorry. I don't get visitors off. In fact, I normally don't get visitors at all. What can I help?
I have a simple... It's not very simple. Actually, I was wondering if I could get information on a cure for something. And if you can assist me. I know you do not owe me anything, and I know that. But I'll be upfront with you. It's to help with my mother. She is very sick. Priscilla's poisoning, if I'm correct. And I've traveled this way to find you to help with that.
So you came to me in hopes of finding a cure.
She will slowly nod.
What if I told you it came at a cost?
I would love to know that cost. But in the end, I would be willing to pay that price. Because it's my mother and I love her dearly. And her people need her, and so do I.
How much gold do you have?
Maggie will open her pouch up. I have 250 gold.
I have another 240 to throw in.
No, that's fine.
I have 700 if you need it.
That's fine.
Maggie's gonna look over at him like, what the hell?
What? I don't buy stuff that often.
Clearly. Anyways, and she's gonna go back to Father Fox.
The first cost is 3 gold. We need Melton pure gold.
Oh, okay. And she'll hand over the gold, whatever gold he asked for. It was 3, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She'll willingly pass it over.
Okay. He will kind of whisper a bit of an incantation. It will reshape and reform the gold into kind of like a small blade. Almost kind of like ones that you see for surgery. It's not like the greatest, sharpest blade in the world, but it's enough that He's got something that he's working.
Yeah.
He'll turn back and head into his hovel, his little hole in the ground, and he'll come back out with a jar. I have it. What you're looking for, I have. But you got to do something for me. I got time, though, so I don't expect it right away. But let's just say I expect it within the year.
Father Fox, I'm so sorry. What was it that you said you whispered?
I have a binding to this place.
She slowly nods.
And I'm sure you guys may know that I've lived quite a long time. So I'm keen on getting the hell out of here. I'm keen on getting free. And I'm keen on being free and enjoying freedom. I want you to find a way to break my curse.
Can I do an insight to see his intent of why he wants to be free? Like if it's malicious or not?
Oh, sure. You can do an insight check.
William was just going to straight up ask him.
I mean, Maggie's going to do that, but it's probably not going to do anything because it's an 11.
An 11 is there's definitely an ulterior motive in some way.
But it's just I don't know if it's malicious or not.
No.
Okay.
Can William just ask him? Yeah.
Yeah, if you want.
So, wait, hold up a second. What are you going to do if you're free?
What wouldn't I do? See the world, try different food, see the kingdoms again. I haven't seen Graydon in over 500 years.
There has to be a reason why you were bound here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was.
If you don't mind, may I ask what you are accused for, and maybe we can even clear out your name.
My name is clear after all the years that I've spent. There's not a single person in this world who's got anything against me besides the people who burned down my trees.
Maggie will get a worried look on her face.
No, he'll smile. He'll just say, they might have a missing arm or two.
Maggie will chuckle a little bit. Well, I do not see why I could not help you. I will take on this boon if you would like me to.
Good. Because only you can do it, Maggie.
Maggie's going to slowly blink. What do you mean?
You're the daughter of a royal family in the Eris territory, right?
She'll nod slowly.
The king of Eris is the only one who has the token who can break our curse.
She'll turn her head to look at Aeson.
It might be difficult, but I'm sure you can find a way. And if not, I'll do my best.
Might want to hurry, because the little birdie's telling me you guys are at war with Graydon.
I don't think war has been declared yet, unless I've missed something in the past week.
He'll kind of pull out this sheet of paper. It looks very official. It's written in an official Eris lettering. And it states that there was an attempt on a royal's life by the king of Graydon through an assassination, and that it is starting a war between Eris and Graydon officially.
Maggie's going to look back at Aeson very worried. She's going to be like, that's not true, right? Obviously it's not true because your father was with us. And he wouldn't... Wait.
It can't possibly be true.
It can't. But that's not the point. We'll deal with that later. But yes, and she'll look at Charity for reassurance before she speaks anymore.
Charity will just look back and can she reach you? Is she close enough to reach you?
Yeah, she would. She's like, if you look at, she's like right there. So I would assume.
Yeah, so Charity will just put a hand on your shoulder and just squeeze it gently to give you a little bit of reassurance.
And with that, Maggie will take a deep breath, and she'll look over at Father Fox, and she'll be like, "What do you need me to do?"
In the vault, in the treasure room in Eris, there's a trinket. It'll seem almost like nothing. It's going to be old, kind of ratty. It's going to look like a rattle. I want you to break it.
Okay.
He will take that golden knife, and he will cut his palm. He will add that to the potion and swirl it around. You'll see the concoction bubble and then meld into a greenish color, and he'll hand it over.
Maggie will step forward, and she's using at the utmost respect right now, and she's going to gently take it from him, and then she'll curtsy a little bit, and she'll be like, "I thank you greatly."
Just remember, you promised to free us.
She's gonna smile a little bit. She'll be like, "McKellans never go back on the promises," and she smiles gently.
Good. Is there anything else?
Do you know anything of what's going on? There's something bigger going on here than just the war.
I haven't been able to leave. I can't say no much more. You can roll an insight on that if you like.
I will.
I'm gonna pull lucky on that because, god damn it.
Okay. So we had a 13 and an 8.
And I rolled a lucky, and I got the same
13
number.
again.
I just sobbed a little bit. That's all.
I'd say with a 13, you see.
It's okay.
Like
it's okay if it's not.
Well, it's gonna feel like he knows something, but you can't even narrow it down as to what.
Maggie's going to sigh a little bit and be like, "Listen, I am your friend. I am trying to free you, am I not? We could be friends, and we can talk about this."
My friends died thousands of years ago. Thank you.
She shrugs. There's no harm in making the ones.
You kind of lose the point when you live past them.
Yes, but it's very sad to be alone, even if you live for 1,000 years.
I'm not alone.
Anyways, I'd like to know what, as much as you're willing to tell me, unless you wish to hold that information until I free you, which would be understandable. But whatever you can tell me would be greatly appreciated, because it could hinder my way to getting that rattle and freeing you.
Look, all I know is a little while ago, this guy came from the forest. Not this forest. The Elven Forest. And there's only one reason why I know this, is because they escaped through another person that I know's territory. This person was pretty much dying. The elves had gotten to him, a few arrows in the back, and well, it wasn't pretty. He was trying to escape and smuggle somebody else out at the time. It ended up all but costing him his life. He made a deal with something that he shouldn't have. Something that pretty much turned the poor man into a meat sack. That being said, that's what you're dealing with. I don't know anything about that. I'm not ready to fuck with it, I'll tell you that much. So if you do think that there's anything that you need to know that every last one of you are in over your heads. And we're about to ready to go into the reckoning. The apocalypse has started. And you're riding that bitch to the hallway.
Maggie's gonna have this look of, welp, that's great. You know, like she's not saying that out loud, but that's the look she has on her face. And she's gonna turn on her heels. Actually, she's gonna curtsy. She's gonna be like, well, thank you. I appreciate your information. And she's gonna turn on her heels and march her happy little butt back over to her friends.
Aeson looks very troubled.
Yeah, so does Maggie. She looks a little shaken. But she's trying to remain cool right now.
Any other questions? Favors?
She's gonna look at the rest of everyone.
I believe that's everything we need.
Good. Please, how best to put this? Evacuate my territory.
Thank you for putting up with us for so long. And Charlie will turn and head back to the car.
Okay.
So will Aeson, after giving a deep bow.
He hasn't bowed to Maggie, but he will bow to you.
Aeson will give a very solemn nod after the bow as he turns to go back to the cart.
Okay. So eventually you guys will reconvene with a potion in hand, some knowledge, a full cart, and some information.
Maggie will just take this, and after they leave, like, for the most part, she's gonna go from herself looking very, like, noble and rigid and stuff like that to, oh my god.
Did he give us the paper to keep?
Which paper?
The Declaration of War?
No, we never took that from him.
Oh, I was just wondering if he gave that.
No, he just gave it to you to look at.
All right, we should set a course to get us to Eris as quickly as possible.
It might be dangerous for me there, but I will come nonetheless.
What if you didn't look like yourself?
I stick out a bit in this group. And I have no way of...
I have a spare set of priest's clothing. It has a hood.
That could work, but you are also forgetting I am a very tall half-elf. If anybody sees into my hood, unless I keep my head down completely at all times.
Plenty of the male cloisters walk around with their hoods up and their faces down. Just follow behind. I'll be your first in command.
Aeson will nod. He does look a bit uncharacteristically nervous about this.
You'll be okay. They're really baggy clothing. They'll fit.
Maggie's gonna be like, it's our only choice right now.
I know. I'm not worried about the clothing fitting. I'm worried about being executed if they find out it's me.
They'll have to go through me first. And she'll smile and tap his chest.
Edmund would speak up. You'd most likely just become a prisoner of war and be starved to death in the dungeon.
Maggie will give him a glare. A mom glare.
Actually, Aeson will probably smile at that one. and not Edmund, you're probably right on that one.
Maggie will give him the mom glare.
What? It's true.
Yes, but sometimes you don't have to say it out loud.
Am I supposed to lie to him?
No!
Or should I just stay quiet and not be seen?
Edmund, do you have any magics that could help me with this?
Maybe.
Maggie's gonna walk over to Charity.
He's gonna be like, "You got money?"
Aeson will reach into his pockets. What do you need?
5 gold.
Aeson will pull out 6.
Shit, I should have said 7. He'll smile, and he'll flip through. Let's see. Wise. Disguise, disguise. Oh, pimple removal. That's a good one. Got any pimples?
Not that I know of.
Oh, that sucks. This is a good one. All right, let's see. Disguise self. Let's see what that all does for you. Let me go ahead and post that real quick.
I'm pretty sure that spell only works on yourself.
Yeah, but Edmund's a wizard. He could write a scroll out.
Maybe. If he's got enough. If he's got enough to do it, it might take some time.
I have more gold if he needs it.
It's mostly the time. I think it takes months sometimes to take.
I think for a level 1 spell, it's only like a day.
Yeah, let's see. So you make yourself, including your clothes, armor, weapons, and other belongings on your person. So the spell ends in the action. Dismiss it. You can see 1 foot or smaller between. So it is, yeah, it is self 1 hour. However, it can be enchanted onto an item. Which might be less time. So if he can get a week, he could potentially make a bracelet, a glove, or something with enough disguise person enchanted into it to change your face.
So William's gonna look down at his pendant and he's gonna take it off, casting Eldritch Invocation on himself to make sure that he stays the way he looks for a while longer. And he's gonna give Aeson his pendant, saying, "Wear this. It has the spell on it." And he's gonna look visibly sad doing this, but he's gonna hand it over.
Aeson, seeing that it's paining William to have to give this up, will look to Edmund and say, "Is there any way you could make something like this for me for later, possibly, if I take this for now, in case we get into town before you can finish creating one?"
I could transfer the enchantment to a different item, which would allow him to keep the item, since it's precious, but also give you an item that does the same thing, and then we can transfer it back after.
That, William, how would that sound to you?
How long would that take? Like, how long would I be without the enchantment and the item?
He could switch it over to a new item in a ritual that could last 3 hours. And then he could give it back in another 3 hours as long as you allow him to do the ritual. So really, it's as long as you make it.
So it would take you 3 hours, Edmund.
Yeah.
So if we can transfer the spell, William, we should do it maybe a day or a little bit less before we head into Eris. And then after we get out, transfer it back. Would that be acceptable to you? If not, we can find some other way.
Well, wait, we're heading to Eris?
Isn't that where we were supposed to be headed?
If it takes, I don't know. I mean, roughly, it could take a week to just imbue something else with the same spell. I need about 200 golden cost of equipment to do it, though.
We're going to be traveling through Eris's kingdom, though, so maybe people might not be that happy about seeing a member of the royal family that tried to kill their royal family.
I don't think we did, though.
What people think and what you think are two very different things.
You're right, of course.
It's very hard to tell a mob not to do something.
Maggie's gonna smirk at that. You just don't say the right things.
That could possibly be it. And he's just going to nod along to that.
She's just gonna have her hands behind her, and she's kind of like swaying back and forth, like with a little shit-eating
yeah,
grin.
Exactly.
So, William, how does that sound to you? If you're not comfortable with it, I can try to find some other way. But time is of the essence.
I think it would be best that you take the amulet for now. As long as I get it back, everything will be fine.
Well, Edmund's going to pull out his map and do some calculations. If we can keep pace and potentially travel the way we do, it would normally take a week to get there, so we'd cut that by half, so maybe 3.5 days to get to Eris. That's also provided we don't get lost or die in the desert without enough water.
I can make water.
And the other thing is we also do have the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Might be a good idea if we hunker down in there during a sandstorm or something.
Maggie's gonna nod. I've traveled this desert many times, I'll be honest with you. Aeson and I went across it one time, and she looks over at Aeson with a small smile.
Aeson will smile back. I remember it well.
Yeah. Well, people also die in there, so...
You could also die in your own home, but you don't see us waiting for that, do we?
I mean, yeah, but that's not comparable to death. Okay. I don't know if I can get it into another item in 3.5 days.
Just trust we'll take care of you.
It's all right if you can't. I just want to make sure that everybody is happy with what the outcome is.
Yeah, so, I mean, 3.5 days, it's looking more realistically like you'll have to just borrow his necklace and then return it.
Maybe what I was asking, though, is if I can find a way to get you the gold, if you could make another one, so that I don't have to rely on his.
I don't think I have the time. It would take up to a week to do.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just saying, like, in case we need one
for
future use.
Even after that. Okay, yeah, definitely. 200 gold for items cost, getting the rituals and stuff like that. I'll need a sample of your hair and your blood. And a toenail clipping.
Aeson will look through his pockets. He does not have the gold for this, but he does have the blood of the toenail.
You have the toenail?
How much blood was it? I mean, not blood. How much gold was it?
Oh, scared me there.
All of it.
Well, how much blood? 200 gold.
Yeah, it was 200.
Aeson, for some reason, I only have 19 gold. Well, 13 now that I gave him 6.
William can help out a bit if he needs it.
Maggie has gold if you need it. And you know she'd give it to you, because you're her fiancé, and that's what fiancés do.
They give their gold to each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, Aeson will put in, I guess he'll put in 10 just so he has 3 in case we need it on the trip, like to bribe or do anything like that, get our way through something. But that I'm 190 short. So Aeson would ask if anybody could help him with this, so Edmund could make him an amulet for later.
Charity will drop the money in his hand.
How much do you need? Maggie's gonna raise an eyebrow.
Overall, it was 200.
And how much do we have right now?
I don't know how much Charity gave me, and then I have 10.
Charity literally just would have given you the rest. You said you're 190 short, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, I guess
Charity's gonna look over at her and be like, I can give you at least some back, right? Like 50 at least?
No, hon, don't worry about it.
She's gonna put her hands on her hips, like her fists on her hips, and she's gonna puff her cheeks out.
You know me, I don't like having money on me.
Fair enough, but okay.
My son will give a deep bow to Charity for that show of kindness.
I'm gonna buy you something nice in the next city. Just you wait.
I'd be most appreciative of something, maybe a new tome of text of Aphrodite.
Oh, I could do that. I will do that. That I will promise you. Yes.
You're gonna hear Everett kind of give out a cry of just disgust for a moment, and then he's gonna walk away from Edmund.
What was Edmund
Oh.
doing?
What did Edmund do?
He's just gonna kind of be sitting there with like a red face.
Charlie's just gonna swing her and be like, "Is everyone okay?"
Maggie's gonna raise an eyebrow.
Yeah, just make sure you stand downwind of that one.
Aeson will ask Edmund how much.
Just a drop.
Aeson will say, how do you want it?
I don't need it right now, but we'll need it in maybe 2 or 3 days. I got to get some things prepped first, but it's among the list.
All right. Well, when you need the blood, just ask.
Okay. For now, though, maybe we should head off, leave.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we should.
Oh, William will hand over his amulet to Aeson and just say, use this in the meantime, and please be careful with it. It's the last thing I have of my parents.
Aeson will close William's hand around the amulet, keep it until we get to the city.
Okay.
I can tell it means a lot to you.
Thank you. And he puts it back on.
You guys will pack up. You guys will get the cart ready. Will any of you guys like to return to the cart, or not the cart, to the mansion, or would you all like to stay in the cart for the time being?
William's going to check on his plants.
Maggie's gonna go downstairs with Charity if Charity's going with her because she wants to Charity explore.
Oh, are you going to the? So you're going into the mansion.
Aeson will stay outside, drive the cart.
Actually, Everett's going to kind of put a hand on your shoulder and then go. With you being out of territory, do you think it's good for you not to be in the mansion where you can't be seen?
Maggie's gonna smile and across her arms and be like, I want to watch this play out. I want to see if he'll actually listen.
You might be right, but I'm not one to sit idly by in the comforts of a mansion while things like this are happening.
So do some studying.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't be idle. You can study.
Help me water my plants.
There's things to do in there, Aeson.
It'll also help Edmund prep his spell. No, he's good.
See, I'm good. He doesn't need my help to prep spells.
But there's other things you can do in the mansion. For one, you can look over these texts with me about your family, or you can, maybe sleep, maybe relax a little bit. You've been on the road for a while, and I know you probably haven't been sleeping very well. So, as your fiance and future wife, I say you go into this mansion with me right now. And she's going to walk into the mansion.
So yeah, he's just going to be. We're going to be there, and one thing that we could do is you could send a letter to your father and try to pan out this whole thing of what's going on between the kingdoms. If we get to Eris and we can nail down what's going on, chances are we can probably stop this war before it starts.
I will nod to Everett, and then I will grab my sending stone. And I will say I can get a letter there instantly with this, so I might as well figure out what's happening.
Go on. And at least go get me something to drink. I'm a little bit thirsty, and you guys have running water in there, and right, you got you guys got food in there? Because I'm a little bit hungry too.
Of course we do.
Well, I couldn't hunt last night. Yeah, sure.
I'll go make sure you have something to eat. What would you like?
Anything but kibble.
Maggie will laugh, and then she will go inside. Okay, not dog food. Got it.
Hey, yes. Beef's good. Beef's good. You like deer? I can get us some deer later.
I like deer. Aeson will nod as he's saying that.
Maggie's gonna be like, I'm the least picky eater here, so don't worry about that.
And by the way, I'm assuming this conversation's kind of going on. Is you guys, you're pretty solid right now getting through the forest. I assume that the real buckle down and try not to be seen time is in the actual desert itself. Is that kind of the feel of what's going on, or am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys will kind of chill in the cart for a little bit, just kind of speak with each other, get on the same page. After a few miles, Everett will kind of take the reins. You guys can go in the mansion if you like. Are there any scenes we want before that, though, between characters?
I would like to send my sending stone out.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do that, and I think that's a good place to end it for the night.
So in my sending stone, I will say, Father, I have learned that we are at war with Eris due to an assassination attempt they claim that you perpetrated against someone. Can you tell me what is happening?
You'll kind of push that through. You'll see the crystal actually light up, and a voice on the other side will actually answer. Hello, testing, testing.
You are coming in.
Brother, hey, it's been a while. How you doing?
Not great. Did you get my message?
Oh, I got it. Dad's a little busy right now. I think I can get it to him in like 3 days or so.
I would like to know sooner because I think we might be there in 3 days.
Yeah. See, he's just like readying his armor, and he's like, stuck in the war room, and he's just really busy and all.
Would you like to tell me what's happening?
Yeah, like apparently, like somebody like framed Dad for a murder, and that whole thing's going down, and yeah, the whole kingdom's just like in an uproar, and it's pretty much just expected that we go to war at this point. Who can blame them? Them and them sand dwellers and all.
I would watch how you refer to our brothers in this nation. However,
Yeah, I mean,
am I required back?
Nah, they don't need you. You're good. You can fine.
Can I insight check my brother, please?
Yes.
Do I get advantage since he is my brother?
If he was your close brother, so like if you guys had spent like a crap ton of time, but I think we both know you guys hate your guts. So I'm going to say this is a straight roll.
15.
15's not bad. What exactly are you inciting? Like what exactly kind of information are you trying to get?
Oh, I'm trying to get, well, first of all, he to Aeson, he seems pretty happy about this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know why I'm not wanted back in this time.
Well, when you guys made the deal, the deal was for you to be amongst the people. Maybe he's thinking that that's what you got to stick with. And he's also kind of you're feeling like you might be liking the power without you being there. You also kind of get a feeling like there's a chance he might not even tell your dad that you messaged him.
Am I feeling possible coup d'etat vibes?
Oh no, I don't think he's stupid enough to try to kill your father. It's more along the lines of, if this war goes down and you guys do take over Eris, that just means more lands for him to rule when he's finally king.
So Aeson, through gritted teeth, will say, well, I am going to do my best on my front to stop this war from going any further.
Oh yeah, of course. Like I think me ditto. Yeah, try to do our
All right.
best.
I'm going to insight check that, but give me a minute.
Right.
I want to continue hearing what he has to say, but I will also interject on him and say, you must get my message to Father for him to speak with me as soon as possible. Not within 3 days.
Yep.
No. I have other ways to reach him other than this. Do not make me resort to them, Visarin. I am not jesting. I am not playing with you. I have other means.
The crystal will go dark.
Aeson will be livid. I don't know if anybody else is in the room with him.
I think that's a good place to end it for the night, actually.
Hello again, opportunists. My name is Winter and I play Charity, the Tiefling Cleric. I wanted to say thank you for listening to us. We hope you enjoy our episodes as much as we do. Don't forget to like and follow our podcast so you don't miss an episode. Special thanks to Purple Planet Music as we use their music for our ambience and sound effects. Also, thank you to Kobold Press as we use some of their monsters to keep our games feeling lively. Again, just a huge thank you to you guys, our listeners, for enjoying this journey with us. And remember, keep your opportunities open.
Ew. Ew, ew, ew. I hate him. That little shit. Lord Almighty, I want to kill him! I will literally find him and I will slit his throat while he sleeps. I loathe him. I literally want to shit in his cereal.
He's a good villain. He is a Ramsay Bolton style villain.
Are you now reading all of my outrage?
No, I haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh my god. Let's read this real quick before we end this.
Would you like me to do a Morgan Freeman style narration of this? Oh, geez, there's a lot more than I thought. Okay. That little fucking shit. He knows. Get him now, Aeson should scream. Bear making pouty faces and Scar saying kill him. Followed by the Grinch saying hate, 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 double hate, hate, loathe entirely. Your fiance is a sand dweller. Just want to point that out there. Yes, you. I know you can. And that has been my narration of Red losing her absolute mind.